cartofi fără 10 mâine dimineață. Pa, pa!
Beautiful. So let's start then. Okay, so welcome everyone. Maybe I'm not the host of the link, but I'm the host of the whole seminar. This is just like Theodora had already said, this is our last activity. So that's why we wanted to finish with some positive side of this project. And because the title is From Oppression to Freedom, that's why we decided to focus a bit more on this freedom part, because that's a bit more positive. So I asked you to watch a film, 300 Miles to Heaven. I hope you have, and I hope you enjoyed it, because it's based on a true story. The authentic events were that the boys escaped to Sweden. In the film, it was Denmark, but it's quite a similar country. But all the other details are more or less the same. So they were like 15 and 12, and they spent 26 hours under the heavy truck to come to the West and to start their new life. And as far as I know, they've settled up there, and they live happily in there. The younger boy came back to Warsaw somewhere around 15 years ago. So it took him a while to come back. He now lives somewhere in Warsaw, I think, so in the capital. But the older boy stayed in Sweden, which we don't know from the film, but yeah, that's the after story, let's say. So I just wanted to start with a short discussion about the film, then to talk about those escapes, those successful escapes to freedom from your countries. And that's why I asked you to prepare those presentations. I hope they are really short, because it doesn't have to be like the full movie. Somewhere in the meantime, I'll present the calendars, because Theo asked me to do that. And at the end, I would like to summarize your reflections, your thoughts about the project, etc. And that's it for today. And I hope so it would take more or less like 2 hours, not more. So let's start with that. Okay, so about the film. So what was the first question? Have you watched that? Yeah. Have you got any impressions to share with us? Anyone? Is there anything that struck you? Something that you would like to share with us? Well, first of all,
palette was really monochrome, so it was really melancholic all the time, like it was a constant emotion. And that's what struck with me. It always kept this sense of eeriness and dread, no matter what was actually happening on the screen. So everything felt sad. Every scene felt sad. And that's my impression.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay, the reason I chose this particular film, was that it's about teenagers. So I thought that our students could relate to the main characters a bit more. It would be easier, because there are also some other films about some more authentic or more imaginative escapes. But I thought that could be relatable. Okay, let's start with that. What do you think were the reasons for the escape of the boys? Why did they want to escape to the West? Well, I don't want to pick the volunteer to answer. I would like someone to just
they
say something.
were feeling oppressed. They were feeling trapped in their own country. So a place that's supposed to be home and supposed to feel safe actually felt antagonistic and dangerous. So you were surviving, you weren't living.
Okay.
Maybe because they felt like they were burdening their parents with all that was on their head already. So maybe that's another reason they would like to flee the country.
Do you think that it was more they didn't want to live in such conditions as they did in Poland and they wanted something better for themselves, or were they thinking about the parents? What would be the more important for them? What do you think?
I think that they would try to escape Poland first and not really think about that much, but I suppose it can be also considered a factor that took influence on their decision.
Lucy, may I have my opinion? Should
Yes,
I?
of course.
Okay, so in my opinion, Poland or from their parents, I think they wanted freedom. I think they wanted something different. Parents lived in the same way as them. They were poor. Everything was strict. As I remember, the little sister of the boy went to the railway station, as I remembered, yeah, and asked to the conductors to some question, put some questions to him, and wanted to know if she can live. It's her right to live. And she asked every time, am I right? Is it true? She wanted to know exactly her rights. So it's not the problem, the Poland as a country. It was about the system. It's about the communist period. If everybody remembered the when how the movie started, if you remember, with the inspectors, the inspector who came to their home and wanted some money because they built some bricks or something like that. In Romania also, we build our houses with those bricks it's not exactly the brick, but with I don't know how to say, mud. Am I right? Yeah. I think they were poor, so they couldn't give money to that inspector. So it was exactly the same in Romania at that time. We couldn't buy good bricks to build our homes. We've made it by ourselves with our children, with our parents, with our relatives and everything. So, as a conclusion, I think it wasn't the country the problem. It is not the problem, the parents. The problem, it was the system. And these children, I think, they were very brave because they wanted to dream for a new life, where to speak, where to say whatever. I saw a little picture with them on a nice, and that boy who played on accordion. I don't know. I saw in Poland language is this Polish language is the same accordion,
Accordion.
and the bird who heard the accordionist music and just and the boy saw that bird and he was very tired, like he said, my god, she that bird can fly, but I cannot go where I want. And this is an opinion just like that. Okay.
Wow, thank you very much for that. I agree with you that it was more the system, more kind of a rebel against the oppression, because when you remember well, the father of the boys was a teacher, or he used to be a teacher, but he was fired from school
Yeah.
because he opposed the system somehow. So they made him leave the school. They got rid of him, and that's why he tried to do something with his life to get any money, just for living. Yeah, and also the watching the birds was quite a symbolic thing, I think, because the bird was free. Right? So he was watching the bird flying. There was a short talk between the boys. The younger one, this Grzesiek, asked this older one, how does he know where north is? How does he know where to fly? Yeah, so that's quite symbolic. He just knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I think it's very related. Yes, it's very interesting sequence
Mm-hmm.
and a symbolistic one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And interesting why was preferred that instrument, not the other.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, the same.
And the last scene was very moving in the phone cell when
Mm-hmm.
the mom realized, the parents realized they lost their kids, but on the other hand, they gained freedom. So the mom was crying in the phone cell, so it was very moving for me as a mom, really.
Yes. Well, I just cannot imagine having my children somewhere like this far away. Probably never see them again, or you cannot just assume when will you see them, and just realize that actually it could be a farewell, right? A saying goodbye. Okay, does any one of you have any more thing to say about this film?
I have to ask to my students because they have some answers to your questions, and I want to ask them to read or to do something because they are prepared for that. They told me that. Please.
Please share. Okay, maybe something about the title. How do you understand the title, 300 Miles to Heaven? Hello? Are you there?
My students brought answers too. So my students, I'm asking them to answer the questions.
Our students are very shy today.
Oh, please don't be. Just say something.
Can I say?
Yeah. Yes, please.
The boys wanted to escape the harsh condition of communist Poland, where their family faced poverty and lack of freedom, because they dream of a better life in the West with more opportunity and personal freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy, and I think 300 miles are exactly from Poland to Sweden, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. It could be.
I've made the last summer this road, but on the sea, from Sweden to Poland. But I don't know how many kilometers because we travel by the sea, so with a big boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perfect. There were also some difficulties that they were facing. First of all, they didn't know the language. They didn't know anyone in there. At first, they didn't have a place to stay, etc., etc. But eventually, it turned out that it's a new opportunity for them where they can just live freely, right? Live in freedom. And that's the idea behind the title. Now the question is, what is freedom for you?
Is a problem with the connection or what for Sylvia? Does she want to speak?
Have no idea.
Hello.
András? Andris? Okay.
Sorry, what was the question again?
How do you understand freedom? What is freedom for you?
Well, freedom for me is doing the
Okay,
Can I
sorry,
answer too?
you can say something more, but I'm just texting Sylvia because I don't know what's going on with her microphone.
Can I answer?
Yeah, of course.
Freedom for me means having the ability to make choose about your own life without fear of oppression or control. It includes the right to express yourself, pursue opportunities, and live in a society where your rights are protected.
Mm-hmm.
Can I also say something?
Of course.
For me, freedom means the right to live without restrictions on thought, movement, or expressions. It is I think, the ability to shape one of the future, I think. But also, freedom comes with responsibility. And that's, I
Okay.
think, it means for me freedom, like responsibility, and for the future, you can make some changes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what kind of responsibility you mean?
I think for the future of your own life, and or our lives together, to make more free to live and more ability to make choices. That's one I want to talk.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that was quite deep. All right. Any other ideas, reflections, anything?
I want to ask students if they can imagine what kind of restrictions we had in the past in communist times. What kind of, if they heard about it?
Well, so yeah, for example, you cannot speak up against the system, of course, because you would have get instantly convicted or get sued or something.
Yes.
Or you couldn't go abroad because or at least not forever, but only for a limited time.
Cool. For example, in Romania, we couldn't buy, for example, 20 eggs. We couldn't buy it because my family, I was the single one, single child, and with two parents, so we were three. We need to have only 2 eggs per person, so we couldn't buy at that time 20 eggs. We couldn't buy, for example, am I right when I say we couldn't buy or both?
Couldn't buy.
Couldn't buy. For example, um, a whole bread. We couldn't. No, we could buy at that time only half on a bread. 5 or 6 slices of bread. That's it. Everything with was like in grams or kilograms. We couldn't buy as much as we wanted. And another thing, my grandmother told me, and I remember about that, inspectors twice on a year checked her garden and to see how many chicken does she have. Because you will ask why? Because they wanted at that time eggs for I don't know, for the system, you have 20 chickens, so you may have 20 eggs per day. So you must give me 10 eggs and 10 will be for yours, for you. That's why my grandmother hidden all the chickens in the attic. So it was a problem when she heard that inspectors are on the road, instantly put the chicken, I don't know where, but never was the same number after they leave. Yes. So we had restrictions, I don't know, a lot of, not only just it was not permission to go abroad, not only that, for food, for what kind of movie can you see at the cinema. um, at that time we had videos. Did you have videos? It was a machine with tapes with kind of movies. And if you had such a machine in the house, it was a problem if they heard about it. So everything. You couldn't say to one to each other jokes, for example, about Ceausescu. You couldn't say anything, anything. Only just to be you, go to work, go back to work, food, sleep, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right. I think that we could move on to the second part of the of our seminar or conference. Seminar. Thank you. Yeah, so that would be those presentations about daring escapes or great escapes. And because Poland is the host, so I'd like our boy Bogdan. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
So we would like to start and then the next ones, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so you have to share your screen, I think, so that we can see.
Yes, I'm trying. Can you see it right now?
Yes, now is everything okay?
Viktor Belenko, dramatic flight to freedom. Who was Viktor Belenko? Viktor Belenko was a Soviet pilot and defector who became famous for escaping the USSR in 1976 by flying his MiG-25 jet to Japan. His defection provided the West with invaluable intelligence about Soviet military technology and life in the USSR. He was born in 1947 in the Polish People's Republic. Belenko grew up under the strict ideological control of the communist regime. From an early age, he was taught loyalty to the state and trained to believe in the superiority of the Soviet system. Despite this, he began to notice the flaws and hardships of Soviet life. He was married in the USSR and had a child, but his dissatisfaction with the system affected his personal life. He witnessed corruption and poor living conditions, which fueled his growing resentment toward the Soviet government. As an ambitious and skilled pilot, Belenko joined the Soviet Air Force and was assigned to fly the MiG-25, one of the USSR's most advanced fighter jets at the time. However, despite his prestigious position, he faced strict control, limited freedom, and the harsh realities of military life in the Soviet Union. Okay, so reasons of escaping the USSR. Belenko's decisions to defect was driven by several factors. First of all, it was ideological disillusionment. As he was advanced in his career, Belenko realized that Soviet propaganda did not match reality. He saw firsthand how the government oppressed its people and restricted freedom. Next factor is lack of freedom. Belenko had no control over his own life and was frustrated by the strict regulations that dedicated everything from his career to his personal relationships. Another factor is economic. The Soviet economy was struggling, and even military personnel had to endure food shortages and poor living conditions. Belenko compared his situation to what he had heard about life in the West and decided that he wanted a better future. Okay, the escape, September 6, 1976. Belenko's escape was one of the most daring defections of the Cold War. It all started from the training flight on September 6, to be a routine training mission with other pilots. To avoid Soviet radar detection, he descended to a dangerously low altitude and changed course, heading towards Japan. His knowledge of Soviet defense systems allowed him to evade interception. After a risky flight across the Sea of Japan, Belenko landed at Hakoda Airport in Japan. His sudden arrival caused panic among Japanese authorities, but he quickly requested political asylum, marking the beginning of a new life in the West. Okay, asylum in the United States. After defecting, Belenko was taken to the USA where he provided crucial intelligence. The MiG-25 was one of the most secretive aircraft in the Soviet arsenal. USA experts carefully examined the jet, learning about Soviet aviation technology and military strategy. The USA granted Belenko a new identity for his safety. He adapted to American life, learned English, and started working as a consultant for the USA government. The USA granted Belenko full asylum, and he later became an American citizen. He even testified before Congress explaining the weakness of the Soviet system. Legacy and impact. Belenko's defection had significant consequences for both the USSR and the USA. His escape was an embarrassment for the Soviet government, exposing cracks in their control over military personnel. It also forced the USSR to upgrade security measures and modify the MiG-25 to prevent further intelligence leaks. The West gained valuable information about Soviet technology and military operations. His insights helped the USA refine its Cold War strategy. Viktor Belenko became a symbol of the struggle for freedom and the desire to escape oppressive regimes. His story remains one of the most remarkable defections in Cold War history. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. There was something technically a technical problem because we saw only the first and the last slide and we saw nothing in between. But believe me, there is something in between.
I don't know why.
Yeah, sometimes technology just is what it is. Okay, I can see in the chat that someone is telling me they would like to be next presenters, and I think they are Hungarian students, right? Am I right? Mlakar Tamara and Varga Victoria? Yeah? Or because I was thinking to do it in alphabetical order as usual, but we can change it if you want to be now. You can just tell me which country are you from.
It's not a problem from us, so
So Tamara and Victoria, if you want to be next,
Hello.
you could be.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good
hello.
evening. Yeah, it's the two of us. We're the Hungarian ones, the ones who help. So yes, we would like to be the next presenters.
Okay. All right. All right. Go on then.
Hi there. Okay. Okay, we are going to do it now, and we hope it won't lag and show. Can you see everything clearly?
Not yet.
Oh. Okay, we are not quite sure how to share the screen because like we can't do it from computer, but from our phone.
That's beyond my skill, I think. I have no idea how to do that.
We are trying. Can you see it now, perhaps?
No.
I don't know because I clicked share and then I allowed for PowerPoint to be shared, and for us, like we can see the presentation and it doesn't show for anyone else, so we don't know what to do.
The document must be opened on your screen.
Yes, we opened it.
Oh, okay.
From your phone.
Yes, we are trying from our phones currently. Okay, I think that we are going to keep trying, and then anyone who wants to be the next should be the next, and then we'll figure something out. If that's
Yeah, okay. So you try to do something with it. Now on the chat there's someone called Zoom user. But I have no idea who it is. But yeah, he would be next. You can do it now, whoever you are, Zoom user.
Yes, sorry, my name wasn't shown yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I wait for the screen share and I will present.
Okay. So we can do it now, if you want to.
Yes.
Okay.
Is loading.
We can see something.
Please, Andrei, read.
Yes, stories from communism times. I wait to the next slide. But
What he's doing. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Communism is one of the most influential political and economic ideologies of the 20th
Don't
century.
forget to move the next slide, please, to see.
Like this. You see?
No.
I think it's lagging. But before this presentation, it was like lagging.
Oh, okay. It's a problem or something.
Probably because we are.
Okay, no problem. Just wait.
Probably because we are so many people, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Can I start? You see now?
It's the same, only the first slide. But if it doesn't work, we can start, please.
Communism is one of the most influential political and economic ideology of the 20th century, having a major impact on world history. This presentation aims to analyze how communism in Romania affected people's lives, examining the period before communism, during its rule, and after its fall. To create a well-documented and relevant presentation, I have to chosen to analyze how communism affected people's life through the lens of my great-grandparents' experience. This experience served as a true testimony to the major change that Romanian society, the communist regime, will explore how their lives were influenced by this system and how they managed to cooperate with the difficult times. Before communism. Last week, I had the opportunity to visit my grandparents and talk to them about how the communism are affecting their life, as well as that of their parents. My grandfather told me that his father made a living by taking care of animals, working the lands he owned, and from the activity he carried out in a grocery store, which allowed him to have a more than decent lifestyle. During communism, he told me that when communism was implemented, people suffered great losses, both financial and human. They were largely forced to join this socio-political ideology, and those who opposed it paid with their freedom or even their lives. These transitions cost my great-grandfather half of his wealth, which include his animal, land, goods from the grocery store, and the profit he had made. During communism, the communist era was also marked by the rationing of food, electricity, and especially the restriction of freedom. My grandfather told me that after his state took over, people, the so-called collectives, part associated with each village where people were assigned either to take care of animal or to cultivate the land. People were assigned the ration card, which listed the number of family members, and based on this number, food ration were distributed daily. At the same time, this card was only allocated to those who had a job, while others were treated as if they didn't exist in society. After the fall of communism, people's freedom was restored. Stores began selling without considering ration. Food goods were outsourced, allowing both the import of food and intra-community purchase. People were no longer forced to work, and they chose to work or not was left to their free will. Additionally, travel abroad was permitted, and the borders were opened. Although this transition was extremely abrupt, both at its foundation and its decline, people's adaptability was not as easy. That free they lived with during the communist era continued to affect them for many years after the fall of his socio-political ideology. This is all.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, I am trying to share this
Mhm.
the PPT, and the girls are going to speak about it. Okay.
All right.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay, so Team Hungary now.
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
yeah. Just a minute. Share. Can you see it?
Almost.
Okay. And what is the problem with it?
Now we can see it, but I think it's because of the number of users. It loads the screens a bit longer than usual. So now we can see it.
Yes, I can remove it too. Okay. Tamara, can you start?
Hello, yes, we're here. Yes, we can start now. Like this. So we're going to talk about Ferenc Puskás. He was a very famous football player in Hungary, the most famous. And first, we're going to start off about his biography. Ferenc Puskás' birthday. Fun fact: he was born on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. But because of the April Fool's trick, he celebrated it on April 2nd.
His parents, their original name was Portaud, but they changed it to Puskás in 1937.
He lived with 132 other children in Kispest, where the two of us also lives, so me and Vicky. So that's why you can see the We Love Kispest over there.
In 1945, in August, his first national team match was against Austria, and he won it.
He played for both Honvéd, which is a Hungarian football team, and Real Madrid, which is a very famous Spanish football team.
He got into Kispesti AC child team with a fake name because he wasn't of age yet. And his fake name was Miklós Kovács, and he had a very supportive dad.
In 1956, due to the Soviet infiltration, he fled the country and moved to Spain. That's how he got into Real Madrid.
In 1956, the 24th of October, there was a shooting off of a truck and a football player died. And so people believed that Ferenc Puskás died too. And days later, he called in and announced that he was actually alive.
He then immigrated to Spain from communism.
In 1981, he returned to Hungary.
The very first thing he visited at his return was his parents' grave.
In a time of communism, over 300 students immigrated from Sopron, 60 returned, and 200 kept living out there. The rest went their separate ways.
The students wanted to stick together, that's why they went to Canada. There, they got adopted, basically. That's how they were capable of staying out there. They were adopted by a Canadian university.
And they created the Sopron division for the students at UBC, which is the University of British Columbia.
The university is in Vancouver.
The last class finished in 1961 in May.
And Miss Plessa, can we go back one slide?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go back.
Yeah, back. Okay.
Where the pictures were. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
So the very first picture with the three statues on it is actually in Buda. It's a very famous statue about Ferenc Puskás. Then you can also see a coin which was especially made about him.
And then he was actually like a school was named after him, which is the primary school that I studied at. The name was changed to Puskás Ferenc in 2008, and his statue was actually placed there at in the same year.
And that's basically our presentation. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can you hear me? Yes, I would like just to add some things about this Sopron University story. Sopron is a small town near the Austrian border, and there was the University of Forestry. And in 1956, 300 students left. All the faculty left the university with teachers. And they spent some time in Austria, but they wanted to be together, to stay together, the Finnish university together. and their teacher wrote letters to different universities in the world, and one of them, a Canadian university, accepted all the students, 300 Hungarian students to the university, and that they could keep their teachers. And this group was called Sopron Division in Canada, and that's why it's so strange, or quite interesting, I would say. Is it okay? That's all.
Very unusual.
Yeah, I only would like to stop share. Yes, okay, I can see it. So, any questions or something like that? No. Okay, then. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. That was quite interesting. Well, really extraordinary with this student story. Now, in the chat, Daria is asking to be the next one to present.
Can you hear me? It's okay?
Yep.
Am I waiting for the share screen? Can you see? It's okay? Okay. About communism. Stories from communism times. Communism is a political, economic, and social system based on collective ownership of the means of production and the elimination of social classes. In Marxist theory, communism represents the final stage of societal evolution where the state disappears and resources are distributed equally among all people, following the principle from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. In practice, communism regimes in the 20th century were characterized by one-party rule, state-controlled economies, and limited political freedoms. Countries like the Soviet Union, China, and Cuba implemented communist policies, often leading to authoritarian governments and economic challenges. Romania during communism. 1. Establishment of the communist regime. After World War II, Romania fell under Soviet influence. King Michael it was forced to abdicate, and the People's Republic of Romania was proclaimed. The Communist Party, backed by the Soviet Union, took full control of the government. 3. Oppression and surveillance. The security monitored and repressed political dissent. Religious and cultural expression was restricted. The revolution protest interrupted in Timișoara in December and quickly spread nationwide. Ceausescu and his wife Elena were captured, tried, and executed on December. Events in Romania after communism. The Mineriads. In June, after protests against the post-communism government, President Ion Iliescu called off miners from Juvalei to restore orders in Bucharest. The miners violently attacked protest students and opposition members. Economic transition and hardship. Romania moved from a planned economy to a market economy. Many state-owned factories closed, leading to employment and poverty. Inflation and corruption were major problems in the 90s. NATO and EU memberships. Romania joined NATO
strengthening its military ties with the West. It became an European Union member, gaining access to economic development funds. This integration improved infrastructure, trade, and Romania's global standing. Political instability and corruption issues. Since the 90s, Romania was experiencing frequent government changes and protests against the corruption. The anti-corruption fight intensified, with high-profile politicians being investigated and convicted. However, millions of Romanians emigrated to West Europe for better opportunities, creating labor shortage at home. The COVID-19 pandemic challenged Romania's healthcare system. Political crisis continued with multiple government changes. That was all. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Right, so I think we have 3 more countries to go. It's Bulgaria, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia. So who would like to do it now out of these 3? Greta, is your team ready? Could you do that? Or would you need some more time?
Maybe we need some more time because they have a problem with
Technical, yeah, you
showing
texted
the
me about it.
presentation. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so you need some
Maybe
more
some
time.
more time. Yeah, thank
Right,
you.
so either
Appreciate.
Timmy or Milos, whose team would like to do it now?
Okay. I'm asking my team or so. Milos.
Your turn, my turn. Okay, I'll ask my students if they are ready and we can go. So give me a second, please.
We are ready, we can go.
Okay, then.
So I would share a presentation. I want to ask you if you see something. A minute. Do you see something?
Quite a lot.
Okay, thank you. Gaia, can you begin?
Yes, of course. So, story is about 2 machine brothers who managed to escape from Czechoslovakia. Don't think that we are going to talk about the machines or something like that. They are actual real people that have a really interesting fate with things that will leave you breathless. It all started way before. The father of the 2 brothers, Josef Machine, was a soldier for the Czechoslovakia army. After the occupation of Czechoslovakia by Nazis, decided for an internal resistance. Him and his friends were causing sabotage, and their guerrilla resistance lasted for 2 years. In May 1941, their secret was revealed. After that, Machine was taken away to Pankra, and there he was tortured and executed. Before he was executed, he wrote a secret letter to his family. His sons were at the time 9 and 10 years old. After the World War II, they thought that they would go back to normal, but in 1948, communists took over and another regime began. But the sons didn't really mind it, they just continued studying. But after a while, Skirat, one of the brothers, couldn't finish studies because their mother, Dana Mashinova, left the Communist Party. Josef Machine, the other brother, began to work. Skirat and Josef didn't want to tolerate this oppression, and so they started their plan. They had met with 3 other boys, and they carried out an action at the police station where they wanted to steal weapons. They attacked an SMB officer and then shot him, but they heard some noise and so they decided to escape. This time they did not succeed, but they planned to try again. Second action went smoothly. They tied up a police officer and then they put him to sleep. Then they took the weapons, and after one of the brothers killed the officers, they ran away.
So now they were thinking if it wouldn't be better to escape Czechoslovakia. They were supposed to take with them an agent from the West with them. However, before they were able to plan the escape, the agent was betrayed and together with the brothers' machine was arrested. Then there was an attack on a car with workers' paycheck. They killed the driver and with the money they planned to pay Stirat's jail bail and also the escape abroad. Although Stirat was already released through presidential amnesty. After all, their final destination was Berlin, where they could go to the American army. Their escape lasted for 28 days, and the road was 400 kilometers long. During their escape, they were betrayed, and they attacked the police at Urko station, shot their way through the encirclement at Vladov, and then they finally made it to Berlin by train. There they successfully joined to the American army. And at the end of their story is one big dilemma. The people aren't able to say if they were heroes or just killers of all the police officers. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Right. So, Tima, is your team ready? Team
I hope
Slovakia.
so. Okay, girls, are you here?
Yes, we
Are
are
you ready
ready.
to present? Okay, I'm sharing my
Yes.
screen. Okay, you can begin with it.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the great escapes during communism created by Gyulai Dóra and Rebecca Pikler. The Iron Curtain and oppression in Czechoslovakia. After World War II, Czechoslovakia became a communist state under Soviet influence. The regime was oppressive, limiting freedom and punishing dissent. Many citizens, especially intellectuals and minorities, sought to escape. The dangerous escape attempts. The only way to leave was through illegal escape, often at great risk. People hid in cars, swam across the Danube, or dug tunnels. Border guards had to shoot the escapees.
So the tragedy at the border. The Danube River near Bratislava was a common escape route. Many were caught, shot, or even torn apart by guard dogs. Guards were rewarded for stopping people. Devin Castle, where many tried to escape. The Szczesny hockey brothers, heroes on and off the ice. Peter, Anton, and Marian Szczesny were top Czechoslovak hockey players. In 1979, after winning the national championship, they took a stand against communism. The government labeled them dangerous political agitators.
The great escape of the Szczesny brothers. They were interrogated and threatened obey or lose their careers. During the 1980 European Championship in Austria, they seized their chance. With exit visas, they defected and never returned. The escape and NHL success. The Szczesny brothers decided to defect to the West. Peter Szczesny and his brother Anton planned their escape with the help of the Quebec Nordicus. Their other brother, Marian, stayed behind due to family reasons. In the NHL, Peter became the second highest scoring player of the 1980s after Wayne Gretzky. He was inducted into the family's hockey legacy.
the impact of their defection. The Szczesny brothers became NHL stars, inspiring future generations. Their escape symbolized the fight for freedom against communist oppression. The fall of the Iron Curtain in 1989 ended such restrictions. It means the National Hockey League. Returned to Slovakia and political career. After his sport career, Peter returned to Slovakia and entered politics. Concerned about Slovakia's political direction, he supported democracy and integration into the EU and the NATO. He became a member of the European Parliament, working to put Slovakia on the global map. His successful career in Brussels continues his lifelong mission of representing Slovakia internationally. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much. Even though I'm not very much interested in hockey, I've heard about those two guys, those Szczesny brothers. So that was quite a big rumor about it. Yeah, so I think there's only Bulgaria left with the presentation.
Yes,
So
yes, Alex will be the first one. Can you please, Alex, share the screen? Alex?
Yes, of course.
Can you please full screen, present mode? Thanks.
Yes, okay. Just a second.
Alex?
Yes, just a second. So, some second. Okay. So, introduction. The full name is Naim Suleimanglo. He was born Naim Suleimanglo in the village of he was born in Prichar, Bulgaria, January 23rd, 1967. He died November 18, 2017, 50 years old, in Istanbul, Turkey. Although his nationality is Bulgarian, with Turkish descent, he later defected to Turkey. His nickname is Pocket Hercules, and stage 7 centimeters, and because he has immense strength. Okay. His early life and background. He was born in a Turkish minority family in Bulgaria. As I said, he was of Turkish descent, and he started weightlifting at a very young age due to his short stature. Okay. He has many Olympic achievements. Some of them include 3 Olympic gold medals, one at 1988 Seoul, one at 1992 Barcelona, and one at 1996 Atlanta. He has World Championship 7 gold medals, and he has set 46 world records throughout his career. Very interesting is that he defected to Turkey. Originally, he competed for Bulgaria under the name Naim Suleimanov, but faced discrimination due to Bulgaria's forced assimilation policies against Turkish minorities. In 1986, he defected to Turkey during a competition in Australia. The Turkish government paid $1 million to Bulgaria to allow him to compete for Turkey in the Olympics. He has amazing legacy and impact overall on Turkey and in the weightlifting federation, and he is a part of the Hall of Fame. he's considered one of the greatest weightlifters of all time. He's the first weightlifter to win 3 gold medals. And an interesting fact is that he lifts 3 times more than his body weight, which he is the first person ever to achieve this feat into weightlifting. He was introduced to the International Weightlifting Federation Hall of Fame. Very interesting fact is that his first world record was just at 16 years old. He was very young. He started at a very young age.
Да.
After that, he had health struggles in his later years after in the 21st century after he retired and went back to Turkey. Not only that, another interesting fact is that in 1988 he was offered millions to compete for another country but stayed loyal to Turkey. And another interesting thing is that his story was made into a Turkish biopic film, which was published in 2019. Yeah, he died in 2017 at age 50. And due to immense weightlifting all his life, he faced very hard issues and health issues later in his life. He was in hospital bed, unable to move throughout most of his late life in late years. Thank you for your attention. This was for Naim, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We have one more for Peter Petrov, and Elena will tell a few words quickly about him. Yeah.
Okay.
Ellie, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay. Can you please share your screen?
Yes, one moment.
Full screen present mode, please.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Yeah, it's okay now. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to talk about Peter Petrov. He's an inventor and engineer. He graduated in Germany as he lived abroad after he graduated and participated in different projects. He established himself in Huntsville in Alabama in the USA, and he participated in space-related research and army projects, military projects, I'm sorry, and was famous as an American inventor. He was born on the 21st of October 1919 in Brestovica. As his father was named Dimitar Petrov, and he was a priest, while his mother was Vasilia. He also had two sisters who were from Burgas, and he wanted to start studying in a seminary but gave up during 1939, so he can sign up to study French Legion. While he was caught by the German military while he was protecting Maginot during 1940. He was sent in German prison that was made especially for soldiers. That prison was in Poland, and he was freed in March 1949. When he returned in Bulgaria, he uh, he started participating in the Bulgarian army, and he was responsible for guarding Boris the Third. And this is his life in Bulgaria. His life in abroad, first in Germany, where, as I said earlier, he graduated during 1947. He graduated shipbuilding and also engineering in Darmstadt, and second time in Stuttgart University with a diploma for electric engineering. After that, he started enjoying. He started paying more attention to his passion, shipbuilding and architecture. Well, during his whole life, he helped in building over 60 ships, and he tried to leave Germany, but which is after an unsuccessful attempt to reach South Africa, and that's when he was caught by the British military, and he was sent back to Germany. After that, he lived in Canada. During 1959, he arrived in Toronto. There, he participated in projects for building the American bases for American military bases with Goose Bay. And after that, in 1956, he went into China, where he built bridges and different buildings that were responsible for electricity. He also built a 65 feet I'm sorry. After that, he went to Melbourne in Sasht, and there he built a device that he moved there, and he built different devices. He invented the digital watch, and also the first computer program that was made for measuring pollution. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.
Congrats to our students, because they were great. From their free time, they stayed with us. Congrats.
Okay, so I believe that we are ready with our stories from every country participating in the project. So everyone has done the presentation. Right. I remember about the calendars. Do it now. Some of you may remember from our June meeting that we were talking about a common timeline. So we've tried to establish a common timeline, how communism looked like in every participating country, and there were some let's say common points on this timeline. So when we take them to Adam a long time ago, I'm trying to what is wrong with it? Now, thank you very much. Okay, so this is one of the groups that created this timeline or this calendar. I'm not sure if you can see it well. I hope you can see it. So it says in every decade what were the main events in every project country. So, for example, starting in the 1940s, establishment of the People's Republic of Bulgaria.
Lucy,
So
you can make it a little bigger and scroll it down and up.
yeah,
Oh,
I know.
exactly.
Thank you.
So people can read it. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, if you want to read everything, I just wanted to give you a quick look at it. If you want to read everything, it's on our project website, so you can take a look and read it carefully for yourself. But then you can see that there were some points in time, like 1950s, a lot of different events happened in different countries. So it was in Bulgaria, for example, in Poland, in Hungary, of course, right? So basically, there were some points in time when the sparks went through every communist country, and that's what we can see in the calendars and the timelines that you've prepared, right? Especially at the end from, let's say, 1988, and everything step by step, every country by country, started to get rid of this communist regime and to transform in another one. Yeah,
Lucy,
this
po bokach masz te strzałeczki, to jak klikniesz, to ci
udostępnianie.
wszystko
Can you
dobrze
see my
widać,
screen?
tylko możesz znowu powiększyć.
For that.
You're welcome.
Oh, too much. Right. This one is very nice because you can see everything here. It shows every important event on one timeline with some pictures, with some additional information, what happened. Not this one. Sorry. So this one is nice too. And that's all your work, guys. And this is something you've been doing. How to stop sharing now. That's it. Thank you. I really am a technical idiot. Sorry. Right.
Very good work, Lucy. Very good. And I didn't have the last one and the first one. The second,
Really?
Yes. Okay, but it's not that important because when you sent to me, if you remember, you said we didn't have time to present the digital calendars, and that's why my national agency told me that we should do that because we should move the activity and we should ask them. And it was such a situation. I mean, it wasn't any problem. I explained to them that the activity it took place, but we didn't have time to see all the works each other. So I don't get it. But in the final report, I will attach the links with them. Can you send to me again, please?
Okay.
Please.
No problem.
All these 3 or 4 documents that you have.
Okay,
Okay.
right after we finish today, so I will
Yes.
send it to you. Okay,
Please.
no
It
problem.
was a very nice work. I only now I could see all this. Okay. Thank you.
Right. So actually, we are moving to the last point of our today's seminar, which is slowly beginning to close the project and share the feedback and share the impressions that we've had. Of course, we will be still doing something. We will still stay in touch because we've got some more work to do, especially those documents and the reports, etc. But I mean, this is the last time we can see each other in as a full group, right? And with all the countries, with all the teachers participating, with the students, and we can just share our views on the project. So Adam, you can start, but what I wanted to tell, this was a huge experience for us, and from my own opinion, of course, I'm really happy that I was a part of this project because I met wonderful people, not only teachers, but also some wonderful young people, young students from. I could find out that we're not so much different as one could think. And I've learned a lot. Also with technology, even today. So, yeah, so the development was on different in different aspects of life and on different levels. So really, thank you for
This
that.
is the beauty of technology. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Adam, could you just say a few words what we would like to see your screen already, but we don't know what to do with it.
Until Adam will fix the problem, I would like to announce all the participants that we have a project site, and I put the link in the chat. If they want to see all our work, they can check and to open all those links and to know more about our activities in those 2 years. And also I put a link with I don't know what to say. It is Google document with some questions about what do they know about the project Erasmus project Freedom. If they heard about it, what does mean for them and everything. I know there were some problems with my document. Some of you you opened, you filled. Lucy, did you try it again? Did you?
I didn't have time for that yet, sorry. But I'll do it by Monday, I think.
Okay. I also tried to create a Kahoot lesson for today, but they asked me to pay. I had 12 questions, but they said it was for free if I have only 6 questions. I put 6 questions. It didn't work. They want to pay. After I put only 5 questions and still they wanted to pay. So I said no, unfortunately. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so I shared with you a board, which is like a Zoom board, and which could sum up some of your experiences, or maybe which can give the words which you associate with this project with something. I hope you can write on it, because I can see now some doodles and scribbles. Oh, okay, great. There are more and more. So it's and of course the project too. File, because this is what I think you can do here in this. Don't be shy. On the other hand, try to show what you felt during the project. How the project maybe changed your viewpoints on subject, or maybe if it's just one word, you can just sum it up in just one word. Yeah, or emoticons or something like that.
So what should we do now to speak about our experiences in our project?
Yeah, just, if you want, you can draw something. You can just, give a heart what, how the project made you feel.
I didn't think at the first.
I'm sorry, Theo. I'm sorry to butt in, but we are doing this on the
for students.
on like the members of the chat. So I don't know, maybe you have an old option of the old version of the Zoom, and maybe you don't have access to it, but we will definitely share it with you later too, or I can just make a print screen and show you how it looks.
Yes, perfect. I just wanted to say that the things are shown in this period in Europe. Now I can understand they approved the topic of our project, if you understand what I mean. So I think it's a huge problem in these days with the freedom of speaking, and that's why I think they approved our project. Anyway, the experiences were great. Students were very pleasant about the mobilities and experiences between the other students, with the other students from the other countries. And thank you so much for my partner for collaboration and everything. Lucy, it was a great seminar for tonight, so thank you so much. Thank you to your team too.
Thank you too. And students get creative right now. Okay, so most of you are saying that you've made some amazing memories, amazing people, making friendships, making new friends, new and amazing experiences, learning new languages or breaking language barriers. Freedom. This is something that we can understand better right now. Culture, connections, beautiful places, lovely and educational, thought-provoking, fun. Yeah. Most of the time it was much fun. That's the learning together. We're different but similar.
I don't know how to write in this document because on my screen it shows report the problem or retried. An error. What's wrong?
No idea.
No idea either. Actually, I'm not a regular Zoom user, so don't know all the options and errors which come up. But I can see that not everybody can see is active during the presentation.
I
During
send
this,
you my screen now on our freedom group to see
I
what.
Ooh. There's a kind of an error. So technology is not particularly friendly today. I have no idea how to go through it. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, we've got a really beautiful message from Milos at the chat. All right then. So basically, that's it for today from our side. So as Adam said, we're going to save it somehow, the board and everything that you've written and that what you have drawn on it, and to use it as a feedback sheet with some evaluation tips. Maybe it would be helpful to for the report as well, right?
For sure. Yes, thank you.
So when it comes to an end, then we can say thank you very much for your participation today, for preparing such great presentations, for inspiring discussion about the film and about freedom. And yeah, maybe one time, one day, we'll meet again somehow, somewhere. Europe is small, we're not so different anyway. So who knows? Yeah, who knows? Thank you.
Thank you all. Goodbye, students.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much for a wonderful time.
Okay, Tao, you wanted us to
Goodbye.
stay at the end, right? Because you wanted to tell
Goodbye.
something, or am I right? Goodbye.
Not to be, it's about Timea.
Yes, it's me. Okay.
That was you, sorry.
Students are leaving, but I'm already begin to talk to you about it. So, Lucy, I just like to join Theodora. This seminar was very nice with lots of very creative ideas. I'm very impressed by this whiteboard task too. So really, hats off. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. So it's very nice poster